Welcome to the channel, Gaming Army. In the 2 drops coming your way today, I'm going to show you why it's good to be the Crab. We're taking our Crab 27 to the battlefield with 3 large pulse lasers, top speed 90.7 kph. This first drop coming your way is a skirmish match on Vitric Station. And as this gets underway, the question of the day for you is, how do you guys feel about NASCAR? Do you love it, hate it, don't really care? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As for me, I abhor NASCAR. Now, most of you are saying, but Juan, we're watching the minimap and you, sir, led the charge down the Charlie line. Well, that's not wholly true. My team started to rotate right directly out of the drop zone. I just figured I might as well leverage that movement. And what I mean by that is my team had already started to commit to the right side. I noticed our Kit Fox and Raven were staying back with the bulk of the team. That means I could use my mech, which is fairly speedy at 90.7 kph, to shoot out ahead of everyone and do some scouting. I can let my teammates know where the enemy's at, maybe get a few shots off, especially if I watch the high ground. Sometimes you'll catch enemy mechs in the open as they try to push across the 3 line towards the 4 line or vice versa, and leaving themselves in the open. There are 3 important reasons and concepts why I didn't go to the left-hand side, and I'm going to present those in no particular order. And to make things a little more interesting, I've enlisted the help of Major Payne, and he is going to help demonstrate the 3 points I'm about to make. So if I had pushed left side in this mech, I might have encountered enemy light scouts like Major Payne and his Piranha. And this is not the build I want to be challenging a light mech like this in. His weapons cycle a lot faster than my large pulses, and I also am probably going to run into heat problems way before he does. Now, as it turns out, he didn't notice that my left leg was open. Thank goodness, because I could have been in trouble, and I had teammates there to back me up. But if this had been a 5 medium pulse laser build, I would have felt much more comfortable taking a fight like that. The second reason why I didn't want to go to the left is that I have no backup. Not that that's a huge deal depending if you've got the right mech and the right build, the right loadout, etc. But if you get swarmed by 2 or 3 fast-moving enemy mechs, you're on your own with no backup. And last but not least, this mech does not have ECM, and that means if you're spotted, you can get locked onto by the enemy units, and that's an excellent way to get dogpiled, or at the very least, find yourself being the target of missile support. Jumping back into the action on this drop, that poor cadet and his Marauder got himself into a bad position trying to get into a flank, and we had to help ourselves to his torso there, chalking up our first kill of the match. Not wanting to suffer a similar fate of bad positioning, I need to head back towards Charlie 3. That's where the bulk of my team is. It also appears to be where the bulk of the enemies are. And yes, here we have found some nice juicy targets like a Hunchback. He's quickly put down. Oop, there's a little light one up there on the hillside, and we do a quick snapshot while he was jumping. And now my teammates are pushing, looks like towards the Delta 4 line, but I want to hunt down whatever that light was. I don't want there to be a light in Charlie 4 that can get into our backsides. Now, did anyone spot the problem with that logic? I didn't, obviously, because I'm still out here on the left flank. There's the light unit up on the high ground. We managed to get the snapshot off, and look on the left-hand side of the screen, we actually got the kill. So my wandering over here towards Charlie 4 is not necessary. The unit that I'm hunting was already dead, but that's okay. I will swing back up the 4 line, regroup with my teammates, and the score is 10-3, so we are just hunting the last 2 enemy units. There's a very heavily wounded flea to my right, and an Arctic cheetah in front of me on the high ground. And I think I can get up this ramp to get at the same level as him to get some shots off and sure enough, there he goes. Oh, he bailed off the backside. I'm not going to get that shot, but if I come around here to the high ground, he is going to come right past this building, and I'm going to light him up right here with an alpha. No. So, weapon mounts being lower than cockpit level. Yep, definitely something, yeah, you'll want to pay attention to. Anyway, our friend gets away from us. His legs are both open. I think my teammates are going to focus him down in short order, and that will be the final kill of this match. And they're going to do it before I ever get back into a real firing position for him. So switching over to our end screen, we wind this one up with 2 kills, 8 assists, 622 damage done. Moving on to our next drop. This one's got us playing Domination Mode on Grim Plexus, and since the enemy has decided to come up and over the hill and straight up the Fox line, my teammates are holding the high ground, allowing me to kick out to the left. See? Told you I'm not afraid to go to the left with this. And the reason I want to be where I am at is because I have nooks, crannies, and rocks that I can use for cover. If I was up on the high ground at Gulf 8, I have less cover to use to keep myself protected. And that allows me to pick on things like, oh, I don't know, a king crab till he sees me. And then he wants to shoot me. And that's no good. But I can easily dive down and use the terrain as my protection. That's one of the nice things about the crab. It is a narrow profile when you're looking directly at the enemy. It is also a shorter stature mech, and you can use a lot more of the terrain that you can't get away with in other mechs. They're just too tall. So I'm using this to my advantage and working our left side as much as possible, keeping the enemy on their toes and hopefully a little bit off balance. And while this has all been going on, I keep seeing laser fire coming out of the 5 line, and I want to get an angle on who's back here. I can't tell exactly where they're at, if they're on the other side of these buildings or if they're still up on the hillside, and that's why I've got to figure out where these guys are shooting from. So it looks like there's 2 of them. One is right there at the back of the hill, and there's something else with lasers a little further forward. Oh, and he sees me, so he's getting a little damage in on me, but that's okay. We'll get into cover, give him a second to refocus on another target, and while that's going on, I just want to check to make sure. Nope, he did not tell his friend that I was here. He is still focused on my teammates, so as we get into position to go pay him a visit, just a quick reminder, if you like the content thus far, make sure you turn on the like and subscribe buttons, as well as hit that notification bell. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Never ever leave units in the enemy backfield unmolested. If they are Lermers or long-range weapon platforms or snipers, whatever you want to call them, if you leave them unmolested in the backfield, they are going to sit there and pick apart your teammates. This we can't have. And there's the enemy unit there. It looks like a Thanatos with PPCs. So we get a quick shot on his back, dive into cover. Maybe he doesn't know where the shot came from. I'm going to go up here, carefully peek it. Oh, he's not paying attention, so we're going to shoot him again in the back. Oh, he started to turn. This time he is paying attention, and he's going to start looking for us. So I do not want to re-peek this. I'm just going to stay here for a second, let him look around and not see anything. Shift off to the left, try to get an angle if he comes down to the right. We should be able to get a shot on him. And he comes down. Oh, he came down to the left, and there he is. So this is going to be an interesting fight, one-on-one in the backfield. He's got me on weight and armor, but I think I've got a slight advantage in my weapons. Mine are better suited for this type of fight, not to mention the fact that being the crab is a good thing, because crabs are not only tanky, but I can splash a lot of damage, especially in this build. My weapons are on the right side, and he is focusing my left side. So if I have to lose something, I would rather it be that left side. He's open left torso, same as me now. It's a question of who's going to get whom first. So we'll get another shot on him, and I think that just took his left side. No, not quite. That one did, though, and now he is half down. He's open CT, and there's the kill shot. That takes dual PPC ECM sniper off the board, but now his friend has seen us and is coming in. We can't have this Sun Spider with those AC2s, and that continuous overtime damage is going to chew through my open components if I don't play this right. So we're going to play Ring Around the Rosie. I put a UAV up so I can see which way his mech is heading and what direction he is facing. I'm trying to distribute as much of the incoming damage as possible. I've got to be careful that I don't let him get that left torso, or heaven forbid the center torso. I still have a little armor on the right hand side, so we'll take a little bit of that if we can. And now it's just a question of who can focus whom better. I'm going to break my pattern here, have him looking the wrong direction, and we're going to get a shot on his center torso. He is weak CT, weak right torso. We're going to start playing Ring Around the Rosie again, and this is where I'm starting to get laser support from one of my teammates, and he's going to go after my teammates, ignoring me, and that gives me his back. Let's see if we can't drop that right torso. Ooh, he's heavily damaged. Now he's open center torso as well. We have missile support, and there goes half his mech. Let's get a shot on that center torso, and my teammate manages to get the kill. So switching over to the end screen on this match, we wind up with 1 kill, 6 assists, and for the second time, we have ended a perfectly diabolical game with 666 damage done.